Every morning before sunrise, downtown Chicago slowly came alive with delivery trucks, coffee shops, and busy workers rushing to begin another day. Sitting quietly outside Miller's grocery store was an old man everyone simply called Mr. Ben. His coat was worn, his shoes were old, and beside him rested a paper cup containing only a few dollars. To most people, Mr. Ben was just another homeless man. Some smiled politely, others avoided eye contact, and a few people whispered cruel things as they walked by. But no matter how people treated him, Mr. Ben always greeted strangers with the same gentle smile and wished them a beautiful day. David Miller, who owned the grocery store, had known the old man for nearly 10 years. Every morning before opening the shop, he brought Mr. Ben fresh coffee and a sandwich. The old man thanked him every day as though he'd been handed something priceless, and David often wondered why someone with so little always seemed happier than everyone else. Strangely, Mr. Ben never begged. He never complained and never spoke badly about anyone. In fact, whenever people dropped money into his cup, he often shared it with other homeless people nearby. It made no sense to David. How could someone who appeared to have nothing always find ways to give? But there was another mystery that puzzled everyone. Every Thursday afternoon, a black luxury sedan arrived outside the store. An elegant businessman stepped out, sat beside Mr. Ben, drank coffee with him, laughed with him, and quietly left 30 minutes later. Nobody knew why. Then one freezing January morning, Mr. Ben never appeared. For 10 years, he had never missed a single day. Not during snowstorms. Not during heavy rain. Not even when temperatures dropped below zero. But his chair remained empty. By evening, police delivered heartbreaking news. Benjamin Carter had passed away peacefully in his sleep. David sat in silence. He couldn't explain why losing an old man everyone called a beggar hurt so much. But a week later, his phone rang. A law office invited him to the reading of Benjamin Carter's will. Confused, David almost laughed. What kind of will could a homeless man leave behind? Yet curiosity brought him to the meeting. As he entered the room, he froze. Sitting around the table were judges, doctors, CEOs, and wealthy businessmen. And near the window sat the same rich man who visited Mr. Ben every Thursday. The man stood up with tears in his eyes. "My name is Michael Carter," he said softly. "I'm Ben's son." Before David could even process what he'd heard, the attorney began reading. Benjamin Carter founded Carter Technologies in 1978. The room became silent. At the time of his death, Benjamin Carter's personal fortune exceeded $60 million. David nearly stopped breathing. $60 million? The old man everyone called a beggar? It couldn't be true. But then Michael Carter explained everything. 20 years earlier, Ben had lost his wife and daughter in a tragic accident. The grief destroyed him. Money no longer mattered. Luxury no longer mattered. He chose a simple life because he wanted to understand humanity and help strangers without anyone knowing who he was. According to Ben, there was one lesson he learned. People reveal their hearts when they think you have nothing. Then the attorney opened Ben's final letter. "If you're hearing this, then I've gone home to my girls. I hope nobody remembers how much money I had. I hope they remember my smile. I hope they remember that kindness costs nothing. Because money buys comfort, but love and compassion are life's greatest riches." By now, tears filled every eye in the room. Then came one final surprise. Benjamin Carter had donated $50 million to charity and left $1 million to David Miller. Shocked, David asked the lawyer why. The lawyer smiled and read Ben's final words. "Because for 10 years, David brought me coffee when he thought I had nothing. He treated me with dignity when the world walked by. And a man who can be kind without expecting anything in return is richer than I ever was." Months later, a bronze bench appeared outside Miller's grocery store. Engraved on it were 4 simple words. Kindness costs nothing. People still leave flowers there. Some leave coffee. Some leave handwritten notes. And every Thursday afternoon, Michael Carter still sits there quietly, drinking coffee and remembering the father who taught him the greatest lesson of all. Never judge someone by what they wear. Never judge someone by what they own. Because sometimes, the richest hearts are hidden beneath the poorest clothes.